Welcome back. Dale Myers with Vision Advanced. Today we're going to discuss how to grow your business by putting women in leadership. Now, of course, in case you didn't know, yes, I am a male. I am a man. And so obviously I am not going to say anything that is disparaging to us gentlemen. However, a lot of interesting things are pointing to the fact that putting women in leadership represents a real opportunity to drive growth in your business. So what sent me down this rabbit hole? Well, I was watching a Kevin O'Leary video, the guy from the Shark Tank, billionaire. And he was doing an interview with Inc. magazine. And if you want to look it up, I think it's the one that he talks about that you need to be ruthless in business or something like that. But one of the points he made was that he's an investor, an angel investor in like 32 companies right now. And one of his people decided to do some digging into the numbers and find out, are there any patterns that are present in the low performing ones and the high performing ones. And every one of his highest performing companies, the ones that were generating positive return on investment and in a rapid fashion, every one was ran by a woman. He himself, Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, he himself had no idea. He didn't even pick up on the pattern. But then he got to thinking. And now he intentionally looks for teams of women. Now he prefers not solopreneurs. He wants a team in place. He prefers teams of women. Now he'll still do business with the right men at the helm, but he's being strategic in that way. And that's the purpose of this video, is to say how can I utilize that information as a small business owner? But let's go just a little bit further. The scientist and engineer in me decided to go do a little bit more research. So I started digging into the articles that are out there, and Harvard Business Review just recently posted an article like June 25th, and it had the same headline. Basically, women tend to score higher on the leadership threshold than men do. In case you didn't know, Mr. or Mrs. Entrepreneur, your ability to succeed is directly related to your leadership ability. There is a 100% relationship between leadership effectiveness and entrepreneurship. The successful entrepreneur can execute. Everyone has a vision. The successful entrepreneur can execute, which is certainly a tenet of leadership. Having said that, in this HBR article, Harvard Business Review, and I'm going to do probably a couple different videos where we'll discuss this in detail. So I'm still just digging deep into it. I hadn't even read the whole article. I was just so excited to share this with you. Some of the things, the takeaways, 17 of the 19 measures in which they measured, women scored higher than men on average. 17 out of 19. The only two areas, men, in which we dominated were strategic ability and technical expertise. But 17 out of 19, according to that data, we got a hat handed to us. Of the Fortune 500 companies, only 4.9% are being led by women. Of the Fortune 100, 2.9% are being led by women. So now here on the one hand, we have this data saying that women tend to score higher on a leadership threshold than men. But on the other hand, less than 5% of the top companies are utilizing it at the highest levels. So there's something to be said about that. Now, I'm going to go and do, again, another video where I'll reflect on what I think about what I'm seeing and what Kevin O'Leary said, that he thought that it was because the women were better at setting measurable goals or realistic goals. And I can identify with that one. I'll swing for the fence. Like this year, I said I was almost trying to triple my revenue this year. Hey, I'm probably guilty of that. We'll see, right? But anyway, we'll touch on that later. But here's the thing. What can you do with this information? Well, again, if most of the time the women are scoring on a higher level, but most of your competition isn't using it, what if you started using that resource that's right all around you? So again, if most of your competition isn't utilizing the resource, not to say that they don't have women, but they aren't putting women in leadership roles, what if you, Mr. or Mrs. Entrepreneur, decided to use that as a tactical advantage? And that's the whole point of this video. We're looking for ways to improve our organization. And we know that humans are often our greatest source of competitive advantage. Well, this could represent a huge one. So look, I'm a dude and I'm still gonna wave the guy flag, hey man, all the way. However, my first responsibility is to my great grandchildren as I try to build a business that they can run in the future. So I am open to anyone who can help me build an effective organization, a creative, vibrant organization to delight my customers, right? So take that, Mr. and Mrs. Entrepreneur. Food for thought. You want to grow your business, put a woman in leadership. Put women in leadership, all right? While we're at it, let's focus on our leadership ability too. Again, you cannot ignore, please do not ignore the link between entrepreneurship and leadership. This is why I hammer this on this channel. So my question for you today, what are your thoughts on that? Have you noticed the same thing in your organization? If you're self-employed or if you have employees, have you noticed that trend? If you were in corporate America or still in corporate America, what do you think about that? Again, as a man, I'm a little conflicted, I must admit, but listen, I know that people are different. We all have strengths, and my whole point is, again, find what works for you. If your competition is ignoring it, there's a possibility for you to utilize that as a strength. So this has been Grow Your Business, Put Women in Leadership. My name is Dale Myers with Vision Advance. Please thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe and touch that little bell get the notification so you'll get the next video. And I will talk to you guys soon. Take care.